Joining me right now, Tennessee's Democratic Congressman Steve Cohen. He's a member of the House Judiciary Committee. Good to see you, Congressman.
Thank you, Fredricka. Nice to be with you this morning.
All right, so let's begin with this fight for the president's taxes. This is a fight that's really being launched by the House Ways and Means Committee. But Trump's lawyer says the request is, and I'm quoting now, an effort by Democrats to harass an official from the other party because they dislike his politics and speech. What's your understanding about the purpose behind requesting these tax returns for the last 6 years?
It's to learn whether or not the president has business interest that would affect the policies that he's implementing as President of the United States that adversely affect the public and interfere with his position of trust that he has with the public as president. You know, he's the only president that hasn't divested himself of his business interests, and he has quite a few business interests around the globe, including just as close to the Capitol as the Trump Hotel and in New York and the Trump Tower, where he rents to foreign countries. I sincerely believe that's a violation of the Emoluments Clause, but we want to look at those things and see if it's affecting our policy. If he owes a lot of money to Russian oligarchs, or if he's gotten money from Russia, that might affect our foreign policy with Russia, and explain why he's so obscene to Putin.
So a source is telling
obsequious, I guess.
Obsequious, yeah. So a source is telling CNN that the administration is willing to take this fight all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, and that really does say years, perhaps, right? Or at least months of a battle, maybe even years. Do you see that potentially happening?
Yeah, he's not going to give in. There's something about his taxes that he didn't want the public to know, and he's made a point of getting the IRS to hire a director and a legal counsel that would support that. That's been a priority of his, even more so than having a head of the State Department or Defense Department or any place else. Whether it shows his income isn't as great as he claimed it is, it's been shown over the years a lot about his income, both for his ego and to get loans, or whether it shows he doesn't give to charities, and it's been shown that he uses his foundation in ways that are improper and not charitable, or whether it shows that he's had deductions that are improper, or he has loans from people that would interfere with his particular duty as trust as the leader of the country and foreign affairs. So he's not going to stop, and he's not going to want those taxes released.
And now, a couple weeks after the completion of the Mueller report, President Trump tweeting this morning, saying, "I have not read the Mueller report yet, even though I have every right to do so." So Trump making the case that Democrats will never be satisfied, no matter what kind of information they get. What's your reaction to his thoughts?
Well, I'm sure he hadn't read 400 pages cumulatively in his life. So I'm sure he hadn't read the Mueller report. He doesn't have a right to, in my opinion, to read it. That should have gone straight to Congress. It should have been there by now, because it's about the president, and Congress is the body that has a right, according to the Constitution, to look into the president's misdeeds to see if there are misdeeds that worry Congress to the extent that they would look into actions to protect the Constitution. So Congress should have gotten the report. According to the stories written, there have been synopses of sections that could have been released 2 weeks ago, which would have given a different story than the one that Mr. Barr gave the public. And that's a line that the president wanted released, and Barr is his guy. He wants his guy at Justice. He didn't like Jeff Sessions. He wants his guy at the IRS. He doesn't know the truth. He's not tethered to reality, even, let alone the truth.
So the Attorney General, Bill Barr, has said that he will release the redacted version of the Mueller report, in a matter of weeks. You know that, Congress is still pushing for the whole unredacted version. Which do you think you'll see first?
I think we'll see the limited amount that Barr gives us, of course. That's what he's there put in the position for. And I'm sure there's a lot of information there that would show the president has done things that are, if not illegal, and it could be illegal, that are impolitic and maybe unpatriotic. And we should be able to see those. The American public should be able to see much of it, if not all of it. And, Barr is just operating strictly as somebody to protect Trump. And that's not right. That's not the way our government's supposed to be. It's supposed to be transparent. It's supposed to be open. It's supposed to be, the first Republican president was Lincoln. And he said the government is of the people, by the people, and for the people. And nothing this president does in terms of disclosure, in terms of election processes, is of, by, and for the people. They should go back to the roots of Lincoln and understand that.
All right, Congressman Steve Cohen, thanks so much for being with us this Saturday. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.